Hey guys, welcome back. So for this week, I have a new engine that just arrived from Mr. Muffins. We're going to open it up here and take a look at it. It's in a yellow box, and I usually don't buy a lot of Rail King stuff, but I'm excited about this one. It's a little bit different. Just before we do that though, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. That is awesome. Just be sure to subscribe. Every week I release a new video highlighting a different piece in my collection and sharing with you guys some of my favorite pieces that are out there. So let's get into it. So here it is. This is a MTH Alco RS1 in the East Penn Railroad paint scheme. So this is actually pretty local to me. And, you know, if you follow my channel here, you'll know that most of what I run is really steam. But I do try to get some stuff that is local railroads. And East Penn is, I mean, it couldn't be that much closer to me. So I do have a couple East Penn GP38s. And when I saw MTH release this, I had to get it. So let's take a closer look at it. So these engines just came out. They just delivered here a few weeks ago, and you've probably seen some of these pop up on eBay and other places. Now they can be had, for the most part around $350, which in my opinion is a fantastic value. This is a scale size engine with a smoke unit. You've got great details. You can see here we've got cab figures, we've got extra add-on details. There's coupler cut bars in the front. And this is, in my opinion, one of the better values in O-scale at the moment. So a little bit more about the East Penn. They are owned by Regional Rail LLC, who also owns some other short lines, some of which you might be familiar with, including the Middletown and New Jersey, the Tyburn Railroad up in the Trenton, New Jersey area, and then some railroads in Florida as well. So Florida Midland, Florida Central, and a few others. But looking at the East Penn specifically, they really operate in the greater Philadelphia area, going out to Lancaster as well. Now, there are really a series of separate branches that are not necessarily connected, and they use different motive power on different branches. So this engine number 57 doesn't operate on my local branch, but in general it's still pretty local to me. This engine has been bounced around a little bit. So it was once part of the Washington terminal before becoming part of the Black River and Western, and then ultimately moving to East Penn. So the prototype is still around. It does exist, and you can go see it. So I thought that was very cool, especially being that most of what I model is steam. It's not too often that I can really go in person and see the prototype for something that's also on my layout. So just looking at this MTH Rail King RS1 that just came out with Proto 3 versus this older TMCC RS1 released by Atlas, you can see that the Atlas does have a little bit better detail. So things like brake hoses, they both do have cab figures. The Atlas does have some added truck detail here, and on some of these trucks, chains as well. So definitely a little bit better detail on the Atlas, but for the price point, I mean, you really can't beat the Rail King model. It has smoke, which is terrific. That's a fairly new thing, is to have an MTH smoke unit in here, which are always great and will definitely smoke out my basement. So without further ado, let's run this around the layout.
in store for us today? It says here we've got to move a string of reefers to track 5 for pickup.
They're loaded, so we'd better take care of that soon. What's next on the list?
There are some empties we got to spot on 6.
I hope we don't get in a jam like yesterday. There were cars all over the yard.
I know what you mean. No, it looks like an easy day for us today. All the trains are put together, more or less. We just have to spot them on the ready tracks.
That's good. Maybe I'll get home for dinner on time.
I won't make any promises on you being able to get home for dinner.
Let's just hope the switch tender is awake today.
Right. That guy had the yard backed up for hours yesterday. Was he new?
It's the boss's nephew.
I see. Well, we better get moving or we'll both be late for dinner. Let's go.
All right, guys, we'll end on that. The MTH train wreck sequence is one of my favorites. So hope you enjoyed, and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.